The slowing of the advance and the little pause in the stock market, which I said on Monday could happen, is happening. Why? Because emotional people, those emotional traders, the herd investors, most people were running really hard last week and early this week on Monday. And what happens? Just like anyone, when you sprint for a while, you then need to take a break. You need to pause for a bit. So I think it's absolutely possible. Now, earnings after the bell today could change everything. But separate from that, I think we're at a point right now in the immediate term stock market where we could just take a little pause. Maybe we just chop up a little bit. If there is any selling, I don't think we get a lot of selling. So again, I personally don't want to be a buyer here. I was a buyer 2 weeks ago, 2.5 weeks ago, when it was a much better opportunity. But people are reaching out to me. They have the fear of missing out, and they're saying, John, what can I do now? And you decide what's right for you, but here's my suggestion. And it is the exact same suggestion as I was sharing with gold 2 and 3 weeks ago when gold was just shooting higher and higher. If you decide that it's right for you to buy the S&P 500, the NASDAQ 100, the Magnificent Seven, your choice, you can buy it if you think it's right for you, but then immediately set a sell stop order. So if the market comes down or whatever you buy comes down, you're okay. You can sleep at night. You only lost what you were willing to lose, and you can sleep at night. If you are right and the stock market does generally continue higher, well, that's wonderful. You can then get rid of that sell stop order, and then you can put on a trailing stop sell order, and maybe you set it for, I don't know, 2 or 3%, you choose. But so this is not a high odds time to buy, but if you missed out on the real rally over the last 2 weeks here, that, in my opinion, is the way to do it. The S&P 500 as of 2:55 this afternoon, taking a pause, fractionally lower, still absolutely in the confirmed breakout above 6,696. I think I've identified more of a weaker level there at about 6,836 or so, which we are in an unconfirmed breakout above. It would be even more bullish for the S&P 500 to confirm that breakout. Now, the NASDAQ 100 is doing a little better than the S&P 500, and collectively the Magnificent Seven is doing even better than that. Crude oil is a little higher today. You know, yesterday I very happily exited my long crude oil trade. I'm kind of seeing two different ways to potentially play oil here in the future, depending on what setup we get. Should oil come back to kind of the scene of the crime, if we can get oil back to about $61.53 a barrel and not confirm above, it could be an opportunity to short crude oil. Patience on that. If crude oil continues to break down, if we can come back down to $58 a barrel, even about $56.94 a barrel, I would potentially look for going long crude oil again. So a little bit of patience, pay attention to these levels and the possible trades coming up. I'm not forcing trades, I'm allowing the next trade to come to me. Natural gas fractionally lower on the day as of 4:41 this afternoon. Paying attention to see if we cannot seem to break below what I think is a more major breakdown level at $3.09 a cubic foot. If we can't break below here, I could happily unwind my short natural gas position, take that money, and go back and buy more natural gas with that, with essentially free money. We could break down. I can't tell the future. If we break down, wonderful. Half of my long natural gas position is hedged, and we could get even better prices if it breaks lower. So a little bit of patience here on the next natural gas trade. Gold just swinging all around here as of 2:50 in the afternoon. You know, I very happily exited half of my long gold position yesterday. Still have the other half. I'm very much allowing the rest of this trade to play out, whether gold goes higher again or breaks down from here, to see what I do with the other half of that trade. I'll keep you updated. This is not investment advice, and if you don't know me, I'm John Crocker, professional investor, proud American, cigar lover, and owner of Crocker Capital, LLC.